Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome. I'm Hollis Taylor, and that is Sarah Redcrow. And we're here tonight. We're here tonight to do some readings, little mini readings, give you an idea of Sarah's vibration and how she works. I just want to address, somebody asked a question before we barely even got started. What a lovely day, 90. In YouTube asked, and asked, our members only getting no, what a lovely day. What actually is happening is that Sarah will start channeling spirits, and then what you do is you listen, and if they match with anyone you know, then you speak up and let us know, and then we'll try to get you a little bit more focused in and bring any messages through that there might be. And it's just real little tastes of a reading. It's not a full-on reading. It's just a little taste of the reading. So welcome, Amber. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here, Amber. And Lynette, you're welcome. Glad you got the message there. What a lovely day. Hi, Jackie. Glad you're here. Michelle, I'm so glad you're here. Sandy, hi.
Hi, Sandy.
And Christy Naves. Nikki says, hi, Hollis and Sarah. I've been waiting all day. Today is 2 months since my boyfriend passed, hoping he comes through. Okay. Well, we'll see, Nikki. That's good to put your wishes and your desires out there. In my opinion, I think that helps the spirit come to you. I also think that anytime you talk about a spirit, it helps bring that spirit closer to you. I think that that's how you kind of get their attention, by saying their name. Hi, Molly, in the group, in our mediums group. Hi, Molly. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. And the thing is that I think everyone has the ability to connect to the other side. It's just that some of us are gifted in a way that we are able to do readings for others. So what Sarah's doing is really just connecting to the spirits that show up for this live, that are connected to the people either in the live or watching the live, and then usually channeling in their details and then hoping to make a connection for you. Okay. So, Sarah, you want to say anything about yourself and get started when you're ready?
Okay. Firstly, I just want to say hello to everyone here tonight. Thank you for your support and kindness. So my name's Sarah Redcrow. I started my mediumship journey. It'll be 3 years this November. As a child, I did hear spirits. They kind of sounded more like whispered conversations. I didn't really do much about it because, well, as a kid. But on November 26, 2021, that all changed. We got the COVID virus, and unfortunately, my son passed away from COVID complications. It happened very suddenly. I had my son when I was 15, so he was 20 at the time of his passing. And like a lot of people here, you feel like your world was just torn apart. And like a lot of people here, I myself thought, oh my God, I'm never going to hear from him. That's it. I don't share this much, but I want to share the last thing that my son said to me. I took him to the hospital, and his oxygen was very low, so they had to put on a mask for him. And the last thing he said to me was, he mumbled, "Can I take this off? It stinks." My son was very particular about smells. And I remember said, "No, baby, you have to keep it on." I kissed him on the back of his head, and that was the last time I saw him alive. It's funny, I didn't realize I was going to share that part with you guys tonight, but I guess I was guided to share that. So I just want to say that I'm here to help you walk this grief journey, even if it's for a little while. I'm here to help you and your loved ones on the other side of the veil to say hello again. I always like to share a picture of my son because he helps me so much in this. He helps guide your loved ones. So, sorry. So this is my son. His name's Jonah. And he helps bring your loved ones through to me. And also it's not just my son who helps me. Another big person who I hold near to me is actually Hollis Taylor. I met them through this group, and I did the discovery meeting with them, and I told them how I had hopes of being able to connect with my son again. And, instead of doing what a lot of other people done and told me, "Oh, no, you have to be born with this," instead they told me, "Yeah, you can do this." And the best piece of advice, and I tell it to anyone and everyone who comes to me, even during a reading, and says, "I think I have abilities," I tell them what Hollis told me, is to trust in yourself. Even if you have to look in the mirror every day and say, for myself, I even still do it, is I look in the mirror and I say, "Sarah, I trust you, and I trust and believe in you and what you say and what you get." Another quick shout out that I'd like to do is for another one of the mediums. Her name's Stacy Siegel Brickley. I met her through her own live, and she brought my son through, and my son had more to say to me, but he didn't want to express it in front of everyone. And I'll actually say something about that after. But Stacy was nice enough to offer me a quick little mini reading privately. And I told her how I felt. And she, again, like Hollis, she took a chance at me and invited me to her classes. So honestly, without Hollis and Stacy and many, many more other mediums that I met along the way, and your support, I wouldn't be here today. And also the support of my family and my son and my guides. So I just want to say thank you so much. And what I was getting on before we start is, don't feel disappointed if your loved ones come through tonight and their message might be vague or short. A lot of times, just like how they were here in the physical, how my son puts it is, he doesn't want to be a dog and pony show. He doesn't want to perform, because that's kind of something that is intimate for them as well as it's for you. So don't feel disappointment. Always, 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 while you're waiting for me to start reading, ask your loved ones. They still hear you. They try their best to answer you in the ways they learn. I know a lot of people wonder about signs as well. And just have patience. The one thing that I really learned from speaking with my son and speaking with other people on the other side, sometimes I don't like saying spirit because I still see them as people, just in a different reality, like a different sense, right? But think of it this way. It's like when us here, say if we wanted to, say we were a chef, and that's what we did. We're amazing chef, but then all of a sudden we're like, you know what? I don't want to be that way. I think that I want to learn, I don't know, marine biology. And you think at first that I'm going to get it like that, snap, no brainer, because that's my passion. But it takes time and to learn it. And that's how our loved ones on the other side, like I know I've come across a lot of people asking me, can they visit in dreams? Yes, definitely. Our loved ones show us so many different signs. My son is really, really good at giving me signs in the clouds. Lately, his favorite thing to do, it's when I'm visiting his resting spot and I'm thinking about him, and especially when I'm really down, and something, he'll just tell me, Mom, look up. And I'll see in the clouds a J. His name's Jonah. But then I come across some other spirits who say, trying to work with the clouds are hard, but it's a learned thing. They're trying. So just be patient with them. Please don't feel bad or anything about asking them specifically for a sign. They'll try, okay? Just have faith in them, just as they're having faith in you to get the sign. And you know what? Believe in yourself, because you know without a doubt that it is your loved one. I know a lot of times we like to question if it is, but if you really look into your heart and in your head, like in your mind, you know. Okay. So with that,
Hey,
let's
hey,
begin.
Sarah, before you get started, let's just acknowledge people in the group.
Oh, sure.
I hear you guys that you're asking for specific readings, so just let you know that Sarah's gonna let this be spirit led, which means that she's going to bring through spirits or bring through messages from people from the other side, and they'll your job is to listen and to comment if it matches with someone you know or love. um, so it's not about considering you Queen, it's about you listening and speaking up when someone matches, even if it's just one or two things, you know. This is a mini reading, so it's not gonna Sarah's not gonna spend 40 minutes on one person, okay? So welcome Eva and Glenda
Hello.
and
Thank
Sandy.
you, Sandy.
um, and thank you, Cheryl, for being here. And thank you very much for all your lovely comments there. What a lovely
Thank
day.
you.
And looks like lots of people are wishing your family lots of love there, Sarah.
Thank you, everyone.
And yeah, and a lot of people can identify. Almost everybody has some ability. What a lovely day. And that's for sure. Everyone has some ability. Just some of us ignore it. We have something, and we could definitely communicate with our guides. That's the whole point. So hi Maria, and um, what if you've never met them? You know what, Amber Marks? I have a spirit guide that I have a couple spirit guides, several spirit guides that I've actually never met in real life. But they are people that have passed on and that are very connected to me. So just saying, that's very possible. Um, and what a lovely day. Doesn't like to use spirit either. I do, because for me, there's a definition for a human, a spirit, and a ghost. Um,
True.
Hannah, okay, you're funny. She'd rather be watching you, Sarah, than the presidential debate. Sarah, you probably don't know this because you're in Canada, but currently they're having a presidential debate live right now. This is actually, you're competing with a presidential debate right now, so you can see how
Well, I
popular you
feel
are.
honored. Oh,
happy
happy birthday.
happy birthday! You know, my birthday was just a few days ago, so hi there, my fellow Virgo, and and
Oh,
and
thanks, Tom.
all right, and Nicole and Lynn, thank you all for being here today. We're so glad you're tuning in. Just listen up and see what Sarah's got for you, and see what spirits she's bringing through, and see if that connects with somebody you know. Um, Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl, and a computer always works better than the phone. Um, and so it's fine to speak up and say who you want to hear
Angela.
from. But Sarah will just bring through whatever spirits come through. Okay. Okay. All right.
So I do have a man stepping forward. I want to say that he was in his like mid 50s. I keep on seeing the number 56. This gentleman, he is taller. I would put him maybe 6'1", 6'2". I do feel that he did have a lot of back pain. Because he's really making me feel it. It would have been kind of his mid back. I am getting the sense that he was athletic, and this back pain, it might have been result of a injury. I keep hearing like slip disc. How I see him is he's got a really square jawline, um, thinner nose. His eyes, so he's got nice cheekbones. His eyes, they look almost like they're kind of tricky. So he's showing me that with like in shadow area, his eyes look pretty deep, intense brown, but when the light hits them, they lighten up almost to like an amber color. He kept his hair short. So I see it really short on the sides, a little bit faded. He kept in the front where he would kind of pull it down. He has a little bit of bangs. When he was younger, his hair was a medium brown, but now he has a lot of like gray peppering through it. He was famous for, well, not famous, sorry. He liked to wear more jeans and like sweatshirts. Um, the sweatshirt that I'm seeing him in, it's almost like a forest green, and there's yellow writing on the front. It almost looks like a school logo. He has really broad shoulders. So he keeps showing me a football. So I feel that he either really enjoyed football, like watching it, and that he might have played it in his like younger years. Would anybody be able to take him? He's also showing me his hands, and his nails are really nicely manicured. So they're kept short, very square, very clean. He had a habit of doing like a side smile. So it would, his smile, when he smiled on the side, like it would really crinkle his eyes. I do believe that he was a father, or he has children here. I'm seeing at least two boys. The one boy has more brown colored hair like him. He's a little bit taller. I believe that he was older. A football, maybe. So Angela
So
says that.
that's Angel. Go ahead. Sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
Sorry. Angela says that might be my dad. Military slip disc, so he had a lot of back pain. He loved football, maybe. Okay. Would
She's
you be
saying
able
that he
to?
only had one son. Is there possible? Is there possible that maybe it's some other relation? Maybe not his son. Maybe it's some other relation, Angela.
So the other boy, like I just that's the one thing with mediumship is sometimes we assume, but I do see the one boy that really does look like him. He's taller, slim build, has the same like darker hair. The other boy that is there, he's shorter. He has blonde hair, so maybe if this was a friend of your brother's, but I do see them in a yard and the man is tossing football, like playing football with these kids. He's making me aware of his shoes. So he liked to wear runners. They kind of look like Adidas. They're white with the black markings on the side. He's letting me know that he is family was really important to him. You know, he did like to do yard work. He's showing me, it looks like he's trying to show me a routine. So the morning he would get up, I see a woman. So he's showing me a kitchen setting. This kitchen looks pretty large, well kept, like very clean. Okay. I see the woman, which I'm assuming is his wife. So her hair is longer, about shoulder length. Her hair is a lighter brown as well. She's cooking. It I can see like bacon and like traditional breakfast stuff. I see him helping wash some of the dishes as she's done using it. So the bowl where the pancakes were made, he's like helping washing. I do see him settle down at the table. I see she serves his plate. I see he would have orange juice, coffee. It's almost like something you'd see like on, family movies. He had his paper. So this is his way of just saying that he was very family oriented and he liked routine.
Okay, so Angela doesn't think it's her dad.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is that someone over in the group, Teresa Tilt, said that it's possibly her dad, because the two sons could be her two brothers, and my dad has passed, so it's possibly him. My older brother is the exact lookalike of my dad. So does this sound? So I'm hoping this still sounds correct, Teresa. So I hope this all still matches Teresa, in, like the breakfast, like the typical breakfast with routine, and maybe he liked having breakfast with his family. Maybe family was very important. Is this all matched, Teresa? Hopefully she's still tuned in.
And also I feel it was important that, I do kind of can get the military vibe from him just because the nails, like he kept himself. I'm not saying, when I say like manicured nails, I don't feel that he went to a salon or anything, but he would, keep his nails short. Yes, it all sounds pretty much on point.
Okay.
I'm just
Does
asking.
he have any messages for her?
The one thing, Teresa, would you understand him referring to you as princess, and so I keep hearing from him, hi princess, you were a daddy's girl. Um, are you the youngest? So what he's saying, it was 15
Sounds like
years
they
since
just had an anniversary.
Oh, okay.
15 years since he passed 5 days ago. So 5 days ago, I think, was 15-year anniversary, I think is what she said.
So he's making me aware for his anniversaries of his passing and that. Do you and your family kind of hold a dinner for him? So he's kind of showing me it's not so much a celebration, but it's like an honoring for him. I'm the middle child. Okay. You're the only girl, though? So your dad is just acknowledging that he is still very much around you. He says that I know it hasn't been easy. Okay. He's just saying, I know that it hasn't been easy on the family, my passing. He goes, but I try to be there as much as I can in my own way. He's mentioning your mother. Your father and mom had a very good relationship together. So he's just showing me also a lot of times like him just coming up behind her and like just giving her a hug. He says that she is the love of his life and that he just wants to acknowledge that he's very proud of all of yous for coming together. He says that's because I am around you. He says that he's just proud of you guys, how you guys came together as a family and how you supported each other. He says, yes, that's correct. So you're.
He says, Teresa Tilt said, my mom was my dad's true love.
And your dad is just, he's standing like kind of beside me and he keeps on like looking and he's like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Your dad just wants to say that, you know, for him, his family was everything. He was proud to be a family man. He's proud even now watching you guys continue on with your life and continue on going over those milestones. Did your dad like to? So I feel like he was very, very organized. Like he planned things out. So any family vacations, it was like not like a stiff routine, but he said he doesn't like to be surprised. Like he says some surprises are good in life, but he said he just more so or less just like to have a game plan, if that makes sense. And Teresa says he was a character for sure. So your dad is just saying that he loves you so very much. He's saying that he goes, I have so much more to say. He's very self-aware of others because he's telling you, I love you. Oh, Teresa says, yes, he was always very planned out.
She did ask, is he pain free now?
Yes. He says, I don't have the back pain that I had before. He says, over here, he's like, I feel young. He says, you know, he goes, I spend a lot of times with you guys, but he's like, he's doing like a jumping jack. So I'm not too sure if he had like just more trouble than just his back. He's such a sweet guy. He's apologizing to me for showing me his back pain, but he felt that that was like a big sign that, yes, this is him. He just wants to say, Teresa, that he loves you and your brothers and your mother so very much. And he is always there. And yes, he hears each and every one of you when you do talk to him. So I hope that was able to bring you some comfort, Teresa. Just know that your dad loves you guys very, very much.
Well, she said he was always young at heart, so makes sense. So that's great. That's beautiful validation. Well done, Teresa.
Yes,
And
thank
I
you.
think that was a beautiful reading, Sarah. Well done.
Oh, thank
It's just
you.
beautiful. And Teresa says thank you so much. She's in the medium group, so um
Okay. You're
so she's just
welcome.
saying thank you so much. You're welcome, Teresa.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
So I do have a lady stepping forward. She's about average height. She kept her hair short and it was blonde. So it looks a lot like my hair, but she kept it kind of more spiked in the back, like more traditional pixie edgy cut. Um, I want to say that how she's showing me herself, she looks to be maybe mid 30s, not quite 40 yet. So she's making me aware that she had trouble swallowing. So I'm not too sure if it was an everyday thing for her or it had something to do with her passing. Her eyes are blue. She's very petite, very pretty. Uh, she didn't wear a lot of makeup. She's just commenting on mine. She goes, "Oh, I like your eyeshadow," but she's like, I couldn't. She says she's letting me know her routine was very simple, a little bit of mascara, a tiny bit of lip gloss, and she was good to go. So how she's showing me herself, she's wearing a dress. So if anyone can see, so the collar, instead of the traditional like hoop, it kind of was a square collar. The sleeves are short. The dress she's wearing is a navy blue. And she's wearing black high heels. I feel that she might have worked in an office setting. She's showing me, so it looks like different cubicles. I see her carrying like files and that to a printer. She's saying that her life was kind of her job. She's showing me that she's wearing a necklace. It's gold chain, but on the chain there's like little. It almost looks like little round pearls, but they're spaced out. I'm just gonna see if I can quickly draw what I'm seeing. I'll show you. Sorry. So this is the necklace, and then if you see the little round circles, that's kind of like how it's spaced out. I do see her wearing, it looks almost like a wedding band. So it's a gold band. I see one behind the main, and that one has like little diamonds, and then the main one has like the bigger ones. She's letting me know that it was a set. The one was like engagement and then the wedding ring. She's showing me a man that I'm unsure if it's her husband, but he's a little bit taller. He was kind of going bald on top. She's saying that, so the bald on top, it's kind of like in the back here a bit, but he still kind of has his hair around. And she said that he was very self-conscious of it, but she'd like to kiss his bald spot and let him know that, he's still handsome, and she still thinks you're handsome if you're in the group. Um, she liked to wear, so she's showing me her outfit again. In the office, she would wear her black high heels with her outfit, but after work, she would like to take them off and just slip on. They look like the tennis shoes. They're white. They're easy to slip on. Um, she was known for having like larger purses. So the purse she's showing me is black leather, but it's like a little bit larger because she's saying that it was easier to keep her stuff in. Can anyone take her? She is mentioning that her and her husband. So, I'll just give a little bit more description of what she's showing me her husband looks like.
And let me just say, because people show up late. Please comment if any of this matches with a spirit that you know or a person that's passed on. Please comment it wherever you are. Just make a comment, and I'll see your comments.
Yes. Honestly, Hollis, she feels so familiar. Like she came through a few readings before that, just like by the description of her husband. So, how I said he's taller than her. She seems pretty petite. I would put her maybe 5'3", slim build. She comes up to her husband's shoulders, and he wore glasses. I feel that he was a few years older than her. I do feel that he is still here on our side. So she's also showing me what I believe maybe a teenage daughter. Looks a lot like mom, but she has dad's height. She has her hair longer. I keep hearing strawberry blonde, so it's not as light as mom's hair. She's slim build as well. I do feel like even though she's letting me know that, her job took a lot of her time, but she tried to balance both family and work to the best of her abilities.
Did you say something about November 26th?
That's my son's passing, but
Okay.
oh, sorry.
Now, okay. That's interesting.
Oh.
Sorry, I was like, I didn't hear her say a date about this particular spirit, but okay. Kristen, that's okay. All right. So this particular spirit that you're bringing through sounds like a woman, and she was married. Her husband is a bit taller than her. She has a teenage daughter.
Yes, I would put her. So she does look younger. She is letting me kind of be aware. I feel at her passing, I kept on feeling like later 30s, but maybe like just going into her 40s. So like 40, I don't know what, mid 40s, 43 at the most.
Okay. Does this match for anyone? Just make a comment.
She is just wanting to say, because I feel that she would kind of get nervous. Like she could carry herself well, but I noticed this last time as well. She would put her hands to her mouth, like almost like she's kind of like she might have been a nail biter before, but was trying to break that habit and would just kind of put her hand like this. She does want to say, I love you. I'm still around you. I'm okay. I'm okay. That's what she just keeps on saying. She's just going to step aside for now, and I'll just bring someone else through. So I do have a younger male stepping forward. He's quite tall. His hairstyle is more, it's short but a little bit shaggier on top. His hair kind of looks like a dirty blonde. He's thin build, has very nice cheekbones. He kind of has almost like a bump in the middle of his nose. It's not like huge, but if you look close enough, you could notice it. I would put him in his early 20s, so maybe 24 at the oldest. He's showing me him wearing a little bit baggier jeans. He's wearing a black t-shirt. His running shoes, so they're black, and around the sole it's like a light brown. The shoes on top, they kind of look like a black suede. He is wearing a necklace. It's silver, thicker chain. And he's also letting me aware that he has an eyebrow ring, and I feel it's on the left side. He does have some freckling on his face, not a whole lot. Would anybody be able to take him? He's letting me aware that in like high school and that he was kind of a loner, but Stacy Green sounds like my son. Okay, Stacy, would you be able to take, because he's also showing me that he was good at sports as well, but he kind of liked to keep to himself. He's showing me him playing basketball, like more like just throwing hoops, not actually in a game. Does this sound like your son? He kind of has a shy personality, great smile though. It's like he has this kind of a quietness about him, like almost like he's always thinking. Would you understand? So how I'm seeing him, Stacy, is he's kind of like sitting there, and it's like you would look at him and you're just like, what are you thinking? Like he played football. Okay. So would you be able to take like the hairstyle, kind of short, a little bit shaggier on top, him wearing more baggier jeans, like not huge baggy, black t-shirt, the running shoes, they look like black kind of suede on top and a brown sole, or I guess, is that what that's called on the bottom of our shoe? Because I know the sole's on the inside.
Stacy's saying yes. Sounds like everything else matches.
Okay. Yeah. So I do feel that I'm with Stacy's son. He's waving. He says, "Hi, Mom." Did your son like to come up to you a lot? He was quite taller than you, Stacy. So he's showing me him coming up beside you and kind of like doing a side hug. Would you understand him like putting his hand on his head and then going, woo, like your small mom? He's saying that he goes, my mom, he goes, she's an amazing cook. And he's saying that you're such a good support for him. Did you for his football teams and that, did you like, so how I'm seeing this, I kind of see like him and like all the
say, just hate to interrupt, but he did
sorry.
say he did always do that.
Aw.
I think the sideways hug thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just to let you know, so he does still do that a lot to you. So if you ever have that feeling where you feel like someone has their arm around you, that is your son. He's showing me this. So how I see when spirit wants us to know that they are still around us, they'll show me like us, but in solid, and then I'll see them, but they're a little bit more translucent. He's also mentioning, did you used to kind of like, so he's saying tailgate parties, like make food for it, like snacks and that for his team? He just wants to acknowledge that he is so very, he said he's blessed to have a mother like you. He goes, I know it hasn't been easy for my mom. He goes, I try to let her know that I'm still there. He goes,
She
Mom.
said that she did make snacks for him when he was younger. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants you to know, and Stacy, I'm not too sure if you, well, I'm pretty sure you, like I do, always question and ask yourself, what could I have done? I should have did, could have did, would have did, is how your son is saying. He said, Mom, you did everything. He goes, he goes, death happens. I feel your son was kind of matter of fact. He goes, I want you to not feel guilty. He goes, you did everything for me. I love you forever. I'll like you always. Did you read that Robert Munch book to him? Because he's saying, no matter where I am, my mom you'll be. Okay?
I think she's saying all the time, like she's all the time in her head, worried about what she could have done differently or better or whatever. Mm-hmm.
He just wants you to, and I honestly, I know this is hard to hear because I don't like hearing it. But he says, Mom, don't blame yourself. He said he goes, just don't. He goes, think of me and us in those happy moments. Hold those close. He's like, I'm still close with you. Okay.
I think you get the broken heart thing. So
yeah.
I just thought it was cool.
He is saying that, Mom, he's like, don't worry. He goes, I'm safe. I'm okay. Does he have a grandmother with him? So I do see an older lady stepping close to him. I want to say she was in her 70s, maybe close to 80s when she passed. Her hair is shorter. It's almost reminds me of clouds. It's fluffy white. She wore glasses. But she is stepping next to your son, and she has her arm on him, and she's just saying, I have him. We're okay. Stacy, I hope that
she's confirming that there is a grandmother on the other side.
Okay.
She's confirmed.
I just want you to know that your son loves you so very much. And if you ever need a more private reading, feel free to reach out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I just wanted to say to you, sometimes, especially these readings, when I bring sons through, I get a little bit emotional, as everyone can see. But I just want to say, Stacy, please know your son is okay. And he's still very much around you. Okay? He's he's waving at you, and he goes, I gotta go, Mom. Sending you kisses and all my heart. I don't know if he ever used that emoji. You know that bunny that like tosses all the hearts? It's like that white cartoon bunny. So he's just showing that, and he's like tossing them at you. He's a lovely young man. And your grandmother says, don't worry, dear. Okay.
She said thank you. Just want to let you know, Stacy said thank you very much.
You're
So,
welcome, Stacy.
and and I just want to say that how this works is, first of all, if someone's directly responding to you and their name is like Divinity Healer or something, just know that that's a scammer. Okay, guys, that's a scammer. um, and also, how this works is that Sarah brings through whatever, so we call it spirit led, because essentially what that means is that spirit is choosing, or the divine is choosing who comes through, because there's not enough time for Sarah to sit here and do a little 15, even if it was only 10 or 15-minute read for each and every person watching right now. So this is meant to allow spirit to choose who needs to come through, and it's also a way for you to see how Sarah works and see if that vibes for you, so that you can decide if Sarah is a good reader for you. Not every medium is a good match for every sitter. So if you're looking for a reading, you'd be called a sitter. And so that's how it kind of works. And so that's why it's Psychic Insights. We kind of we bring mediums on so that you can kind of get to know them. So a lot of people that have lost their children often feel very called to Sarah, because Sarah also lost her son, right? So that makes sense, right? But also sometimes some people really like the physical detail that Sarah gives, okay? And so each medium does things a little bit differently, and this is meant to just be a little taste of a reading, and then you can book a private reading with Sarah if you'd like her to go deeper, or if you'd like your own private reading. And sometimes spirits don't come through even if you're asking, because they want a private reading. they don't they don't want it broadcasted to, several hundred people, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay.
Yes. So I do have another gentleman stepping forward. He was very tall. And how he's showing me, he kept his hair short. And what I feel him to be in, I keep on hearing army green, so he's in uniform. He has, he's wearing a hat. It's like, well, army green color. I see him in the pants that are camouflage. He's wearing what I believe are army boots. They go up a little bit higher. They're very shiny. They're laced up. He has very broad shoulders. I would put him maybe mid 60s. I feel he wasn't very old when he passed, but I do feel that he did serve his country. He's showing me him wearing the dog tags. He's so I want to say that he may be of sorry if I African American descent. He was well in shape. How he's showing me, he kept good he took really good care of his body. I do feel, so when he's showing me his hat, I do see like his hair, it started to kind of go a little bit gray. He has really kind eyes, though. Really good eyebrows. I was just kind of asking him, I was like, did you like do your eyebrows? And he's standing there. So he's standing very tall and he has his hands behind his back. And he says, no, ma'am, I was born that way. So he's very handsome as well. He just kept really, really good care of himself. He's smiling and his teeth are white and straight. Definitely tall, military, and yes, he wore a hat and had gray. This may be my dad. Okay, Angela. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading. I'm not saying who it's from. So Angela says definitely tall, military, and yes, he wore a hat and had gray hair. Okay, Angela, would you be able to take the dog tags? And I feel that when he passed, he wasn't buried with them, but that you may have them. So the reason I say that is because I see him kind of taking them over his head, and it's like he's handing them to someone. Can you ask him what his name starts with? Okay, I can ask him, Angela. I can definitely ask what his name starts with. Just let you know, sometimes I don't get names, but I'll definitely ask for you.
Not all media, yeah, just doesn't always work that way. Okay, so Angela's saying that she has one dog tag and her brother has another dog tag. Okay,
Okay.
well that makes sense.
When he passed, they did a traditional military. So I'm seeing other people that might have been in the military. They're dressed up. I see the flag kind of being draped over his coffin, and then at the end it's folded and handed. Is so the lady that I'm seeing it folded to, she's smaller. I do believe it may be his wife. So I'll still ask about if I can get a name from him.
She says yes, he was buried with military honors, and the flag was handed to to her mom. And her mom is definitely petite.
Very pretty. He says she's very pretty. He says that you take after your mom, pretty like your mom. As for a name, I keep seeing an M, and I'm not too sure. I almost want to say like Milton, but again, I'm sorry, Angela. I don't get names as often.
I think she got other validation, and that's usually how it works, Angela. I'm kind of glad that you did ask about the name, because then this is how we can explain that a lot of times spirits don't give you the evidence that seems really obvious, like their name or something like that. I think I've asked about, like, especially like if you request a certain piece of evidence, and when I've asked why, and usually it's because they want you to have faith, that there's a level of faith here, and yeah, see what I mean, Angela? It's like you got a whole bunch of things that would help you feel faithful that it was your father, right? I agree, Angela. I think it's your dad, absolutely. There's a lot of things that match. And I just think that it has something to do with faith, is what they tell me, is that they're asking you to have faith. And if they just handed you every piece of evidence that you wanted, that you would have no faith. And that's what my guides have explained to me. And every spirit I've ever asked why they don't, that's what they say. It has something to do with faith. So, okay. I kept one of his military hats that he wore faithfully. Yeah.
So Angela, when you were younger, so when you mentioned the hat, he was showing me. Did he used to like to kind of put his hat on you? I do feel your brother. So is he older than you? He was quite tall, like your dad. I see your dad was like really family oriented as well. I did you guys take trips? So a lot of times when I'm speaking with spirit, when they're trying, especially in these mini readings, they try to show me a bunch of different evidence. So it's like, I see the one where he's showing me you. I want to say that you were maybe about 6, 7 years old, and he's sitting there and he takes his hat off and he puts it on your head. And I hear, that's daddy's girl. And then I see another memory. He's with a boy that at the time looks to be about maybe 12 years old. He's tall, skinny, looks a lot like your dad. I see, it's like he was, did your dad do fishing too? So in that, what I'm seeing there, it's like he's showing him, and it looks like a fishing rod, like he's showing him how to bait it. And then another thing he's showing me, it's almost like, it looks kind of like a station wagon type vehicle. And I see you guys loading things up. I feel it's like going on a camping trip or something. Okay, so Angela says, yes, my brother is older than me and tall. Yes, very much a family man. Yes, we took vacations every year. I'm definitely a daddy's girl, and my brother's about 5 years older than me. Okay, that is perfect. I feel that your dad, he's very, very aware. He keeps looking at his watch, and he's asking me, he's very polite too. He keeps on calling me ma'am. And he's looking and he goes, how much time we have, ma'am? Absolutely. He loved fishing. We went fishing all the time on his boat. He's just saying, he goes, that's my girl. You understand. He just wants to say that he's so proud of you and your brother and your mother. Is your brother so he's showing me what I assume is your brother, but taller, older now. Is he doing like work kind of in an office building? So I see him kind of in a suit. It's not like the cubicles like the earlier, but he actually has his own office. And yes, so Angela says, yes, he's such a gentleman. Yes, he is. He's very polite. Angela says, oh, thank you, Pops. He's just saying that, he does, he doesn't say, I don't watch. No, he observes. And he said, you have made your old man proud. He said, he's saying that I love serving my country, but I love being a family man. Oh, that's so cool. So Angela says, yes, my brother works in an office building. He's a manager at a medical supply company. Well, Angela, your dad wants you to let your brother know that he is very proud of him. And he said he's proud of him and for him serving his country. It might not be the way your dad did, but he is letting me know that, to be with medicine, that even in the sense of being a manager for that, it's an honorable job. And Angela says, oh, I'm in tears. You have no idea. Your dad is just saying, don't cry, baby. I love you. I'm always there with you. He is showing me how I explained earlier. So I see you solid, and I see him there as well, but he's slightly translucent, and he shows me him wiping your tears from your face. He says, he goes, tell your mom, I'm all right. He goes, I'm still there around her as well. And I know you guys were worried about him, but he is fine. He is no longer in pain. So I noticed earlier, he did show me some pain in his back, and he favored his one knee more. That it no longer hurts him. Oh, wow. So Angela says he loved the military. He was a Vietnam vet, 82 and airborne. Papa Troop and Green Beret. Oh, wow. He's an honorable man. And I just want to say thank you to your dad for doing what most of us can't, and that is to serve the good and, stand up for his belief. And Angela just says, I love you more. I feel him with me all the time. And he goes, that's because I am. He's blowing you kisses. And he says, he goes, baby girl, I'm around you.
And thank goodness he's pain free, right, Angela? Right? Sounds like she's gonna tell her brother. Um, oh, she just had the anniversary on the 14th, August 14th, and he came to my mom that morning. Good, good, Angela. Maybe your mom needs some reassurance. What a beautiful reading, Sarah. Well done. You're so good, and I agree with everyone. And this is how Sarah does reading. So if this resonates for you, she can't do free readings for everybody, right? Okay. And so it just would be physically impossible anyway. Like just matter. And it's exhausting, an hour's reading, an hour of just doing these few readings is exhausting. It's tiring. That's why most mediums ask for an energy exchange. So if you did get a reading today, a little review in the group is a really sweet way to show Sarah thank you. If you want to, you could book a reading with Sarah. You can easily book a reading with Sarah, like, at Psychic Insights. And that's the nice thing about Psychic Insights is that it's real, right? We're not talking about like some random reader that messaged you and gave you some BS about being in a temple or whatever thing they've made up now. Okay. Like, this is a real person. I'm a real person. I own Psychic Insights, and I try to take readers like Sarah and help them do their work in the world. I'm also a reader, so I completely understand Sarah and understand where she's coming from and what it works. I just happen to have more experience. And so I can, so that's what this is about. This is about a whole bunch of readers coming together and creating a safe website for you to go to and get your reading, okay? And all the readings are recorded, and Sarah sends them to you like later on for you. She sends you the reading. Yes, Sarah is very descriptive, Nay Nicole. I would agree. Some people they very much want to hear those physical descriptions, while other people want to hear more about personality and what's happening and things like that. So I think it really depends on who vibrates for you. So if who's resonating with you, what makes most sense to you. And so Sarah's available. She has some openings this week, so you could book with her at her website. So Sarah, yeah, I love her down to earth presence. Says, what a
Thank
lovely day.
you.
I agree. What a lovely day. I agree. I think Sarah is just a real person. I've always liked Sarah. So I totally, yeah, I totally agree. So Sarah, are you feeling like you're almost done? Do you have anything else?
I do have one more.
Okay, good.
So she's older lady. Sorry, my bangs are driving me nuts. um, so for this lady, she was short, but the main thing that stands out for me is she loved Halloween. When she passed, I want to say she was in her 70s at this point. Her hair, so how she's showing me right now is she's showing me her house. It's like decked out in Halloween decorations. And I feel that this might have been her last Halloween before she passed, but she dressed up as a witch. Her outfit, it's purple dress, a pointy hat. I do feel that her hair she kept short and it was white. But this Halloween costume she's showing me, she did don a black long wig. She's letting me know that her granddaughter helped her with the prosthetic witch nose. She said that it was a joy for her, especially on Halloween, to hand out the candies and the treats. She is making me aware that she might have hosted at a community. I want to say it was like at a community center. I feel that they threw like a Halloween party for the kids. She was famous for her baked goods and her candy apples. So I'm just asking her to show me what she looks like without the Halloween stuff. I would put her maybe about like 5'2". She's not that tall. She's a little bit plumper, is how she's saying it. She wasn't overweight. She was about average. She did wear glasses. Her glasses are more wire framed and like kind of like they're a little bit bigger. The frame, I mean. She says that she didn't wear the typical granny stuff. So she would be more in like t-shirts and the jeans, or she said that she liked her yoga pants a lot. I do feel that she had a big family, and in one particular, granddaughter was really close with her, spent a lot of time with her. So the granddaughter, how she's showing me, she would have been taller than her grandma. So her hair, I feel she dyed her hair a lot. So at one point, I feel that her natural hair color was darker brown, but she's also showing me it's dyed blonde and it has like some colored streaks in it, some purple, pink. She kept it in a ponytail a lot. This granddaughter, in the memory that she's showing me, she looks to be about maybe 16, 17. Carol, Rocky, I believe this is her. Is this your grandmother, Carol? Or your mother? She is letting me know too that not only did she like try to do, I feel that she was really big in the community. So if there was like a drive for like a fundraiser, she was right there. A lot of the times she would, again, this is my mother-in-law. Okay, Carol, Rocky, this is my mother-in-law. Okay. So I do feel that I am with you, Carol. You and your mother-in-law got along nicely. She was like okay. So your mother-in-law is saying, would you understand that? She goes, oh, pish posh. She's like, you were my daughter through and through. She was really welcoming to you when you and your husband got married. You guys spent a lot of time together. She said that you guys like to go shopping into the mall, do lunch dates. Would you be able to understand that? And also, Carol, she's making me aware, do you kind of keep her tradition for like Halloween? Like try to still host the community like Halloween party for kids and that?
But
Yep.
I don't think that's to the Halloween party question. I think that was to what you said before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I got distracted there for a sec. Your mother-in-law, I know that she's saying this kind of in like a joking manner. She's thanking you for putting up with her son. And then she goes, oh, she's like, I love my son. He's a good boy. Would you be able to take her referring to her grown children as good boy, good, like she refers to them as children still. Like she treats them how they are as adults, but to her, they'll always be her little boy, little girl. Would you be able to understand that, Carol? You're planning together. Aw. Uh, so Carol says she passed in March and she loved Halloween. We are planning a gathering. And would you understand, Carol? Because she just said, and I'll be there with bells on my shoes.
Sounds like she's laughing about what you said about her husband, Carol's husband /
Yeah.
woman's mother, a woman's son, 30 years high school sweethearts. Okay.
So your mother-in-law, it was so cute because she she did this thing where she grabbed, it looks like from her costume, that witch's costume, and she did this like swirl, and all of a sudden she's back in her Halloween costume, and she's just saying, I'm ready. Carol says, yes, only child my husband was. Okay, so that's where the reference to he's my baby. And I do believe the reference to daughter is for you. She's just wanting you to.
She's saying, my good grief, but her and her bells was blind. She always wore bells.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she is saying that she can see now. She's just saying that, that was the one thing that she had to get used to when she stepped over onto the other side, is that her sight. She's like, I could see. Did she have partial vision when she was alive, though? But it was like not, it was, she could see, but it was very, very hard to make out, is what she's making me aware of. She's just saying now that her vision is crystal clear.
Yeah, and Carol's saying, yeah, she did. I assume to your question about her vision.
She's just wanting you to know that she is very happy, and she says, I just love her so much. She's referring to you, Carol. And just you helped her a lot in your life with her. She's mentioning that you and her were thick as thieves, that you guys spent a lot of time together. And she's just saying that she is thankful because she goes, I talked to some of my friends and they didn't get along with their daughter-in-laws. And I was happy that I had a daughter-in-law just like you. And then she's saying, no, wait, she said, I'm happy I had a daughter like you. And she's just wanting to thank you for everything that you have done for her since knowing her. Oh, she says, dear, she said, don't miss me. She's like, I'm still there. So I do feel that she had a really good sense of humor as well. She is showing me, and I don't know if you have a rocking chair, but I see her kind of going up, and it looks like just a traditional brown rocking chair, and I see her kind of like tap it to kind of make it creak, and then she like steps back and kind of like puts her hands over her face and giggles. Carol says, I lost my parents young. She stepped in. I'm sorry for your loss of your parents. She said that you're a blessing. She's saying that you were honestly the daughter that she couldn't have, but did have through you, if that makes sense. So just quickly, because I am being made aware, your parents, when they passed, were they in their I want to say like, again, 30s, 40s? Your dad was taller, brown hair. Your mom kind of came up to his shoulders. Her hair is a little bit longer, shoulder length, and her hair is lighter. It looks like a brown, maybe a dirty blonde. Um, Karaoke we do. It's brown. It's at her house. We are there a lot. I just sat in it tonight. Oh, okay. Well, if you ever see that rocking chair kind of move on its own, that is your mother-in-law. She's saying that she kind of likes to play tricks. Okay, early 60s. So the description that I gave of the two other people that came through, did they sound like your parents?
Yeah, that's why she's saying yes, I think.
Okay. So how I see them, I see your dad on one side of your mother-in-law and your mother on the other, and your mother kind of rests her head on her shoulder, and she's letting your mother-in-law say, she's telling her, thank you for being there for my baby and loving her. And both your parents are just acknowledging that they're all together and they're all taking care of each other. And your parents do want to acknowledge that, they still are very much around you as well. That even though they're not physically here, spiritually they are. And they couldn't be more proud of you. And your mother-in-law says the same, that she's very proud of you and felt very honored to watch you grow from that young woman into the beautiful woman you are today as well. So they just all send you their love and just want you to know that they are very much around you. Your mother-in-law says that she can't wait for the shindig, the Halloween gathering that you guys are planning. Your dad is showing me him dressed up as Frankenstein, and your mother is wearing a fairy costume. Oh, so Carol says she told me every day how proud she was of me. And she meant it. She says, I meant every day those words, I am proud of you. So with that, I'm just going to tell them thank you, and thank you to each and every one of your loved ones who stepped forward tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you for coming here tonight, supporting me, trusting me in doing this for you. I do truly enjoy doing this.
Yeah. So well done, Sarah. You're such an amazing reader. I love watching you. I love watching it unfold for people in the variety of areas. So Jasmine and YouTube, we see your messages, but how this works is that Sarah just brings through whoever spirit sort of throws at her, and then you validate if that person matches for you. And so, there's another live reading in a couple days, and we do regular live readings here. And, because it would be impossible for Sarah to sit here and go reading to reading to reading for all of you, right? Even if she did only 10 minutes, it'd just be really exhausting. But make sure, that if you did get a reading, that you write a review in the group, or even if you just comment here in the chat. And then also if you book a reading, that's a really great way to say thank you, because we charge money for readings because it takes time and energy to do it. We have to prepare, we have to take care of ourselves. There's a lot of things we have to do to be ready to do a reading. And then we do that reading, and then we have to kind of take care of ourselves from there too as well. So it's just a lot of self-care really as a medium, which is interesting to me because most people that before they start they don't have any self-care or very little, and, and then you have to learn how to take care of yourself through grief, and then the next thing you know you're a medium. So I'm just gonna say, it's a beautiful calling. It's a special calling, and I think some of us are meant to do readings for other people. But remember that you can always connect to your loved one on the other side, personally. But if you need a little help, you can definitely get a reading with Sarah, which can help you feel more validated. And remember, some spirits don't like to be like Sarah says, a dog and pony show. I can't blame them. I don't always like to be a show person. Like I don't always feel like my spiritual gift is a show, but that's kind of what it feels like. So I get that. And what would be easier is if, when we're doing readings, that feels more like the calling, not this live. This live is just a way for us so that you can get to know Sarah and see what her style is. And if you like her style, then, you can book a reading. So if you follow the website, Psychic Insights, Sarah's on the page, and I just put her link in the description there. So please follow that link, and you'll be able to book with Sarah and and get a reading. She records it and sends it to you. And of course, Sarah appreciates any reviews for any of the people that she did for a reading tonight. You have anything else, Sarah, before we say goodnight?
No, just again to express my gratitude and thank you for everyone. And like Hollis said, I love hearing the reviews. It gives me a confidence boost. And I know I want to just address quickly how everyone here was asking about if I could connect for them. And the reason why on my lives I do spirit-led readings is it's not that I don't want to connect for each and every one of you, but like Hollis said, it would just be exhausting. And I feel with the spirit-led that there's more of a chance that not just one or two can get a reading, but whoever wants to come through. Because I feel like if I were just to connect individually, as you guys can probably tell, I kind of have a habit of giving the whole message and details. I'm still kind of working on that, but that's kind of why I prefer doing spirit-led. Otherwise, we'd probably be here till midnight. But again, thank you everyone for your support. Thank you, Hollis. Honestly, you had that trust and faith in me. I remember when I came to you and I said, I want to do this. And you said, yeah, okay. And I couldn't be more thankful. So thank you.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure, really. And it's always beautiful to watch a medium arise out of the grief. It's like watching a phoenix rise from the ashes, and that's really the beauty of mediumship, is most of us are phoenixes. So, Hannah, I can book other mediums on your site too. Hannah, are you talking to me? Hannah, the website is psychicinsights.life. And if you go to that link, there'll be any medium you want. It'll be me, Sarah, Mama Cole, and Jamie Angel right now. Okay. All right. So you're welcome, Dawn. Good night, Patty. It was great having you all here tonight. Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you for honoring. And thank you to everyone. We wish that you find the healing that you need. That's your next tattoo on the hip that was broken, a phoenix. Wow. Yeah, Lena, that's right. Oh yeah, Hannah, you can book with Jamie Angel, also known as Eve. Yeah. Yep. You can definitely book with them at the website. You'll see Jamie right there. And so to everyone, I want to wish you all a beautiful night. May you find peace in your grief. May you be able to connect in a medium reading. Medium readings are like getting a massage, it can help you feel better. And I think that when you're in grief, it's a great way to take care of yourself. So, thank you very much to all of you for being here tonight. We appreciate you for tuning in and listening and being supportive. And thank you for being part of the Psychic Insights community. We totally appreciate you. Watch out. We have more events coming up. We have prayer circles coming up. We have more lives coming up later this week. We have prayer circles later this month. And we'll be having a Maven event, a harvest event to celebrate the harvest. And we'll also be having, events in October. So watch out for all the new events and our weekly lives. So I look forward to seeing you all next time. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.